it is testing identical to the way it was here the last time.
I want to make sure that if it has that information, that someone could see that in here, you know, what I just described.
Yeah, I have it here under the repair complete checklist, under the rebuild procedure.
Oh, okay.
So
What
I
is in
don't know
there?
if you can
Okay.
see that on the
So I
repair
don't know if maybe we should
procedure.
Oh, okay.
shotgun the ones we can and try that.
That's all it's left.
That's what's left.
Okay, good, okay, cool.
Alright. I'll get that in the parts.
So do you want to explain that part again about how you know how they go on there?
Oh, okay, yeah, it mentions in the repair procedure, but you want to always be cognitive of what brackets you put where when you're on the side for the DC output. You want your plus bar to be the straight, and then the negative has the little angle, so it separates them, and then we put an insulator between them, because of course you don't want the plus and minus ever touching on this. So here I'm just going to put hardware down on it as well, and torque it to the same specifications. I'm just going to I want to get them lined up before I do any tightening. And it's important to get these lined up too. They can physically be askew if you don't visually look at it and make sure that both sides are lined up and you can see it straight across. Because there's enough play in there where you can get them cockeyed. So you got to be careful about that.
Battery okay?
Yeah, but it wasn't recording again, so I don't know if it just shut off because when we were talking about it a second ago, it was running.
Is it off now?
No, I just started it about 2.5 minutes ago. So I don't know if it
Can you see the
reaches
battery
20
meter?
minutes. No, it must be fine because when it isn't fine, it shows up. This must have a 20-minute timer on it where it stops recording in 20 minutes because it was about 20 minutes and then
Now we can go ahead and check the torque values of this as well. 4.5 Newton meters. And then I would mark them the same way as the other ones. Okay, and on here, this is going to be mounted on here. In between, we would first remove these, the rubber feet. I put those back on, or the rubber connectors, before shipping. We always put those back on. But then there's, once you put this on, you got to kind of put these, actually these should have gone on first. There's 3 of them that will go on because it doesn't need the other set, so we want to just protect the put it on and pop them over the grommets they got here. Okay, and then we would put the, when we're finally finished with it, we would put the grounding strap connected to that as well. Okay, these look okay so far. All right. All right, and then what I would do at this point is we want to cover these two connectors here to protect them, and if there's any residual coolant in there, it doesn't flow all over the place during shipping. And I put zip ties on them to hold them in place. We gotta cut off the excess.
I'll get some hair cutters.
You might be able to use this. I don't know if
Okay.
it's out here. I'll give it a shot. I'll trim it a little better when I get it back to the bench. Let's get them out of the way now. That's to help hold those on. And we could flip this over at this point. And we would start looking at how we're going to ground it with the grounding strap. We want to put the labels on it. The labels, I can just throw that on there real quick here, what I'm thinking about. Usually we cut off the bottom here and use the top portion for the label.
Do you have a pair of scissors?
No, I don't see one. I can use the blade maybe.
Okay.
Can I use this as this
Yeah.
table?
How sharp the side of that is.
Yeah. Okay. And I would put it right in the center here, because there's no, if there was a second IGBT, there'd be a cover, and I'd put this on the cover, but because there isn't a second IGBT, we could put this on the heatsink, and I kind of placed it in between the two screw holes, like that. And then I put on our shipping tag with the date that it was shipped, date it was assembled and inspected, and then the ship date would go on there, and it would have the job number and everything. Oh, and also we want to make sure that we put in the number of the repair as well on here. We just etch it in on the heatsink.
Okay.
Okay.
So can you get the IGBT tester and let's go through that to make sure this whole thing works. And then
Okay.
we're gonna
Assemble the cable.
assemble the cable, because this is one thing we're thinking about having done outside.
Oh, okay,
So we
yeah.
just need to time in on that.
Yeah, okay.
So let's grab the tester, and then why don't you shut that off, we'll charge the battery.